Everything started when I was 16 years old. I had a knee surgery, and after my surgery, I had a plaster that took almost my whole leg for 8 weeks. So after those 8 weeks, they took my plaster off, and when I looked at my leg, I was in shock. Because of inactivity and no movement during 8 weeks, I had lost all my muscle mass in my left leg. So when I looked in the mirror, my right leg was twice as big as my left leg, and that's when everything started going worse. So this imbalance in muscle mass resulted in ankle, hip, and lower back issues. Finally, this injury took me 2 years off the soccer field because of all the problems I had after the surgery. So I did my rehab at a local kine here in Belgium, but the workouts weren't effective. They started with stability exercises, cycling, and finally running, but at that time I didn't have any knowledge about how to train, so I wasn't noticing that I was actually just losing time. At that time, my main problem was muscle imbalances. So working on stability, standing on a buzz ball for hours, doing some cycling, running wasn't going to build any strength. I didn't even recover normal knee flexion at that time. That's when I realized that I had to do it on my own, study, do my own research, and so I started with my own rehab, and that resulted in training other athletes. So in today's video, I want to share with you guys my own experience and what I would do and not do if I had it again. First, before I mention exercises specifically, I would say it is important to eliminate knee swelling. Not only is joint swelling painful, but it can also cause quadriceps weakness. Using ice or other forms of therapy can help decrease this swelling. It is also important to work to regain normal knee motion, what I didn't do at that time. Exercises to regain knee range of motion include terminal knee extensions. Those are my favorite exercises. Passive range holds to work on knee flexion are also great, but more advanced, I would say. Regaining full terminal knee extension is very important following any knee surgery. The ability to fully extend the knee equal to the other side is usually one of the most important early goals in knee rehab. So here is a simple exercise to work on this. Secondly, I would focus on regaining strength and eliminating muscle imbalances. Even if regaining normal knee motion is important, I think we spend too much time on this during our rehab. Range of motion is not so useful if you do not have the strength to move your knee. And oftentimes, before and after knee surgery, you're inactive and your once strong quadriceps and hamstring muscles suffer from muscle atrophy. Atrophy means a decrease in size of a body part, and this is what happened with me. Have you ever heard the popular phrase, if you don't use it, you lose it? This would apply to the knee after surgery. If you do not use the strength that you gained and continue with strengthening exercises, you can become weak in the muscles that surround the knee and offer support and stabilization to the joint. If this happens, you usually end up back in therapy, complaining of knee pain and instability. Strength is a lifelong goal that requires work to maintain and even more work to keep gaining. Let's talk about other parts of your body that are important to strengthen to help support the knee. Let's talk about quadriceps. This is the large muscle group on the top of your thigh that extends your knee. This muscle group provides a natural brace to offer support and attaches to the front of your knee. Isometrics are exercises I would definitely use to strengthen the quads early stage. The term isometric comes from the root words iso, meaning same, and metric, meaning length. During an isometric contraction, your muscle doesn't change in length and no motion occurs around the joint that muscle surrounds. Here are two exercises that are great for this. The second part of the body we are going to talk about are the hamstrings. This is the large muscle group in the back of your thigh that flexes your knee. This muscle group provides stabilization to the back of your knee. There are multiple exercises you can use to strengthen the hamstrings. Think about a glute bridge, single leg glute bridge, hamstring walks, single leg dumbbell RDL, and even the Nordic curls, but this one is a little bit advanced. Besides the quadriceps and hamstrings, we also have the adductors that play an important role. This is the large muscle group on the inside of your thigh that assists in knee flexion. This muscle group attaches on the inside of the knee joint and can offer support to the inside of the knee. Here is a great early stage exercise. Lastly, we have the calves. For the calves, you can perform exercises like heel raises, single leg heel raises, or modified single leg heel raises. Besides the muscle groups I just talked about, there are other muscle groups like the glutes or the IT band that are also important to strengthen. This was just a quick summary of what I would do if I had a knee surgery again. After regaining knee motion and strength, I would start to work on muscle endurance and getting slowly back to running and performing sport-specific drills. You have to understand that when you have an injury, maybe that part of your body is not the only problem. Like I had after my knee surgery, I started having problems with my ankles, I started having problems with my hips, which resulted in lower back issues. So you have to understand that once you have regained strength, knee motion, everything that's important about after a knee surgery, you have to also keep focusing on other parts of your body. So like I just explained, strengthen the muscle groups surrounding the knee, but also work on, for example, hip mobility, ankle strength, ankle stability. So also focus on other parts of the body, not only your knee. Then I kept the most important information for the end of the video, and that is performing exercises with your knees passing your toes. So correct me if I'm wrong. The goal of a personal trainer is to improve athletic performance, which usually means mobility, stability, strength, power, endurance, speed, agility, and performance, and to reduce athletic injuries. So if I'm not wrong, me as a coach, I have to give an athlete exercises that will help him on the field and that will help him perform in-game specific movements. Well, let's continue. It is really weird because when you look closely at how athletes perform movements in a game, most of the time the knee travels past the toes. So are we really going to argue about if this can or not because of an old study that showed that maintaining a more vertical shin position was better? I don't think so. My last advice I would give you is don't rush the process. I know it's hard to accept the fact that you're injured and that you cannot train, but there are always things that you can do while being injured. You can use breathing techniques to work on your endurance. You can work on your mindset. You can watch your favorite player, analyze his game and learn from it. So there are always things that you can do. Trust me, please don't rush the process. I have seen athletes do this. I have seen athletes who had an injury that would take them 2 to 3 months, and I know those athletes and they cannot play ever again because an ankle injury became a knee problem, became a hip problem, became a groin problem, became lower back issues, and they stopped playing. So trust me, it's worth taking your time, trust the process, and always think on long term. Be patient and you will see that everything will be alright. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, a little bit about my own, about the story behind my knee. If you have any questions about any injuries, about what you should do, just personal advice, comment them below or send them to me on Instagram. and I will always answer them. So thank you guys for listening, and see you on the next video.